Das ist Frank Turner.
Hey, this is Brian Down.
Hello, Adam Green.
Hi. Thanks for having me on the show.
Hello.
Hi. Welcome back again. Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yes, Kommentars live in Glastonbury. Yeah, big up.
Und ihr hört the Common Talk Podcast.
And you're listening to the Common Talks podcast.
So. Herzlich willkommen zu Episode 30 vom Common Talks Podcast.
Endlich ist Frühling in Berlin.
Ja. Und Biene sitzt mir gegenüber.
So wie der Olli mir. Hallo.
Wir sind dann heute, also wie ihr merkt, genau, der Sommer ist da. Unsere Podcast-Frequenz hat sich wieder erhöht. Wir haben jetzt schon den nächsten in diesem Jahr. Wow.
Wir freuen uns heute auf Nicole Atkins und sitzen jetzt gar nicht weit weg vom Privatclub.
Genau.
Und warten auf unseren Interviewslot.
Genau, ich habe ein bisschen Allergie. Ich hoffe, es hört man nicht so doll. Und wahrscheinlich muss ich öfter mal niesen. Ja, aber es wird cool. Ich freue mich schon. Also Nicole Atkins wollte ich schon immer mal irgendwie interviewen, oder? Ja.
Ich bin auch ganz gespannt auf den Privatclub, weil der ist ja umgezogen.
Nee, ist er gar nicht.
Ewigkeiten, hast du erzählt.
Habe ich gedacht. Aber der ist noch gar nicht umgezogen. Auf jeden Fall muss er ja da raus. Also der ist jetzt aber noch an der Stelle, wo ich letztes Mal auch war.
Ach so. Na dann.
Aber
bin ich trotzdem gespannt.
Ja. Warst du da noch nie?
Ich glaube nicht. Also mir ist so, als war ich mal vor vielen Jahren in einem Privatclub. Der hieß so, aber das war auf jeden Fall nicht hier. Whatever.
War vielleicht ein anderer Privatclub. Ja, Nicole Atkins heute. Nicole Atkins habe ich das erste Mal gesehen vor ein paar Jahren bei Eels als Supporten. Da stand sie ganz alleine mit ihrer Gitarre auf der Bühne und hat so eine krasse Stimme. Und die Musik erinnert so an Roy Orbison und so an David Lynch-Filme so ein bisschen, so Twin Peaks. Wie hieß denn dieser andere Film? Ich hab's vergessen. Naja, ihr wisst bestimmt, was ich meine. So diese Stimmung, wie sie halt David Lynch macht in seinen Filmen. So ist die Musik von Nicole Atkins ein bisschen, finde ich. Ja, deshalb freut mich eigentlich sehr heute. Ja. Ja,
wir trinken jetzt noch den Kaffee aus und dann
ziehen wir mal rüber.
Wir mal am Privatclub.
Ich muss gleich niesen.
Ja. Oh Gott. Gesundheit.
Ja, wir klopfen dann da gleich. Bis gleich.
Bis gleich. Yeah, welcome to our Easter episode, the Common Talks podcast with Nicole Atkins, who came all the way from beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. We meet Nicole in Berlin, in Kreuzberg, in the Privatclub. So, hello and welcome,
Hi.
Nicole.
How are you doing?
Very good. Thanks a lot. Yeah, you've already played 2 gigs in Germany in the last week, in Cologne and in Munich. How did it go?
They were amazing. Yeah, I haven't done my own shows there before. I've opened for other people, like the Eels and Mercury Rev a long time ago. And I didn't think anybody would be there. And they were in force.
Cool.
It was great.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you had a good time last week?
Big time. Yeah, I wish we could have stayed... I wish we could have stayed longer so we could have actually seen, a bit of the cities.
Yeah. Did you just get to Berlin today, or?
We got here last night.
Okay, so you had the day today in Berlin. Did you do anything special?
I went to Modular.
Yeah.
This art supply store that I researched online before I came, and I put it in my calendar, and I got there, and I was like, oh, so much good stuff.
And you bought half the shop.
I did. I mean, the shop was so big, I bought a tiny piece of the shop. But I got all these ideas for new stuff I want to do.
Cool.
So they had strips of translucent neon plastic that I was like, I'm going to make coffee tables. And then I was like, wait, I leave tomorrow. I'm not going to make coffee tables right now, but I'm going to come back.
For the coffee tables.
Well, I would love to spend a month here and just work on artwork, do some shows or something. Be
cool,
fun.
yeah, that would be nice.
Just give us a call.
I know, seriously.
Yeah, I first saw you playing with the Eels in Berlin.
Oh,
actually.
yeah? At the Tempodome.
Yeah, Tempodome.
I remember that was a bad show for me.
Really?
Yeah, I was sick.
Oh, I had so much goosebumps.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh,
I remember when he came home after that night, I couldn't come to join him to your concert, and he was so excited.
Really?
I saw Nicole Atkins Atkins, you have to come. She's so great. We have to see her at a
Thank
concert.
you. Yay.
But you thought it wasn't a good night?
I just remember being very sick and not being able to kick it and feeling low energy. And then I read a review that was like, the opening act sucked. And I was like, damn it.
Okay.
I think there was Puddle's Pity Party was also on.
Puddles,
on
yeah.
That was so... Yeah, so I don't know.
That was such a
crazy night.
That was such a magical time in
Yeah.
my life too, because it was right after I met my husband. He was my substitute tour manager, and so I was out on the road with Puddles the Clown and his monkey wife. Just fell in love with like the guy I was going to marry 6 months later, and we were in Berlin, and I was just like, my life is crazy. And we stayed at the Michelberger. Is that how you say it? The Michelberger Hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah, we stayed there for the first time, and we always stay there now. But we walked in, and the bartender saw, like, Puddles as, you know, a clown. He was like, no, you can't come in here.
Yeah, as I said, I first saw you there. Do you have any relation to Berlin?
I don't, although, I mean, there's a lot of bands that came here and worked here that I love, you know, like David Bowie and Nick Cave, and then I'm friends with a few people that moved here, like Anton Newcomb from Brian Jonestown Massacre, and Gordon Raphael that produced The Strokes. So, you know, I know, like, it's like Berlin is like this little, like, outpost city that all of my creative friends tend to end up here for a brief period of time or a long period of time, and I want to too.
And are there any German musicians or bands that you know and like?
You know what? There's this band that I found because they make the soundtrack of Killing Eve. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Unfortunately,
Shoot.
not.
I can't remember their name offhand, but they are. I think they're from here, and they're amazing. They sound like David Lynch's house band or something. And then, I mean, CAN is one of my favorite bands in the world, and they're German, obviously.
Cool, okay.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, check out some more. We have so many...
You should make me a list of what I should do, like of modern ones.
Yeah, we can do.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah. Yeah, you're coming from a place where it seems quite obvious to become a musician.
Yeah. Nashville?
No.
Oh,
we
The
have
one
been in,
before that?
we have been
Asbury Park, New
We have
Jersey.
been in Asbury Park for our
Have you?
honeymoon.
No way.
And even though we only had a few days in autumn there, we felt the vibe there.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a
That
little
makes me
bit
happy.
about growing up and getting into music in Asbury Park?
I mean, I grew up in a town called Neptune City, which is right next to it. And
You wrote a song about it.
yeah, that was just by accident. I needed a name for the song. Okay. And I was like, I'm going to make all of my parents' friends love me. But, so, yeah, they, what's it called? Asbury Park, when I was growing up, I remember when I was like 3 years old, I would go to the amusement park there, the Palace, and the swan boats and everything, and I just remember it being the most exciting place in the world. But that was right about when there were race riots there, and so there was people were starting to leave the city because a lot of the city got burned down. And when I was growing up, I remember being allowed to. I mean, most of my family lives in Asbury Park in Neptune City, but the place I went to school, like the kids weren't allowed to go to Asbury Park because it was dangerous. And I mean, I was. Because there was music there. There was the Stone Pony, and they still had shows there, and they had all ages shows on Sundays, and it was like Sunday hardcore shows. And I hated hardcore music, but I liked hanging out. You know, I just was there for the banter. And so, you know, just being there and having it be so desolate, and there's all these like 1920s kind of like there's a Cole Porter mural about the song Asbury Park, and there's like fish with teeth, and everything is just kind of, you know, it's like this beautiful, fancy, lost place. And it just gave me a lot of inspiration. I would just walk down like all the crumbling buildings, like just filled me with a lot of like wonder, you know. And it's when you see old places, you know, like just the sense of history. And I don't really read up on much history. I just like to live in my head and create my own. So it was a good place for it. Now it's all come back, you know, like the artists moved in 2000, and then the gay community moved in from New York and made it nice. again, and now everybody. I wish I bought a house there back when I had money for that 3 months in 2007, but I didn't.
We stayed in a really cool house there it was via Airbnb, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
In West,
Not far away from the beach.
Branch.
Oh, West Long Branch.
Yeah.
That was
Nice.
so beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hello to John, by the way. If you do this.
John, what up?
Yeah, you moved to Nashville then, another kind of hotspot for musicians.
Yeah.
Why did you move there, and how does that reflect it in your music?
Well,
If
I moved to Nashville. I got married in 2000. Actually, I don't even know the year, but 5 years ago. And my husband's from Scotland, and we wanted to make friends together as a couple because it's kind of hard just moving into somebody's life with all of their old friends from high school. And so we thought that Nashville was perfect because it was affordable, and the band that he was working for was moving there, and so it just seemed like a good place to make some friends.
And did it work?
Yeah, we have lots of friends there. Good friends there.
Good. Cool.
You know, it's very hot in the summer though, and it has lots of bugs, so I tend to just stay out on the road.
Okay. You're doing much of your writing with Chris Isaak. Maybe some of our listeners know him as the guy who sang Blue Hotel or Wicked Game. How did this happen? How did you meet?
We met, Chris Isaak took me and my band on our first tours ever in 2007. And we just kept in touch. He was super nice. Him and his whole band are just like the sweetest people ever. And so when we hadn't been in touch in like 7 years, and I was working as a host on Sirius XM satellite radio, and they knew that I knew him, so they were like, how about you interview him? And we just like picked right back up where we left off. It was great. He was like, we should write a song together. We still haven't done that. We've always talked about it. So I, was pretty broke at the time, so I opened up a credit card account and bought a plane ticket to San Francisco, and went out there, and I had the song A Little Crazy saved on my phone, and it wasn't finished, and I just felt like it was already a big idea, and I wanted to finish it with somebody that could help me make it into an even bigger idea, so I sat on it for years, and I got there, and I was like, this is the song for Chris Isaak,
Okay.
And we finished it in like a half an hour. And then we got together another time and wrote Goodnight Rondalee, or he gave me the chorus of it, and then I finished it on my own. And then he moved to Nashville now, and so we've just been hanging out like when we can.
Is he still doing music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He plays a lot of casinos, which I'm like, come on, man, you're still hot. You should play the shitty places for the kids.
Yeah, talking about Rondalee, your latest album is called Goodnight Rondalee, and on your website you explain that Rondalee is sort of a personified bad side of Nicole, of you,
Yeah.
and that it was about time to put that persona to bed now. Did you succeed with that?
Yeah. I mean, so far, so good.
Yeah? Okay. Cool.
Today, take it one day at a time. Yeah,
true.
I just sucked at drinking. So,
Yeah. You look very healthy, very good.
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good for living off of gas station food. So,
Did you get a good catering here?
well, they have
right.
those hazelnut chocolate bar things, so yes.
Yes, okay.
Gummy worms.
Yeah, it seems that your album is quite autobiographical,
Yeah.
and you're dealing with some dark things in your lyrics, like abuse of alcohol. Yeah, and looking back, was this the right way to deal with it? And do you sometimes regret it to open yourself up so much to a lot of strangers?
I don't think so. I definitely don't regret it at all because I needed to write it because it was kind of the only thing that was keeping me alive at the time. Like, I mean, with alcoholism, when it starts to get bad, your brain just like becomes not your brain. It tricks you into being like, oh, you woke up this morning. That sucks. And I'm not like that, and I've never been like that. So that's, I feel like it helped me get through those times. And I feel like being open and honest about it. I can't say that the songs are about anything else because that would be a lie. And if somebody else is going through that and they hear, my story from that and it can help them in some way, then that's great. That's kind of like a win-win. If you could dance to it and it helps you kick addiction, like, I don't know, just hearing from other people, you feel so isolated when you're going through that, because you're like, what the fuck is wrong with me, you know? And then you hear from other people, and you're like, oh, well, that person's cool. And you know, I had this musician friend that, like, I think he's amazing, and I don't think his life is boring. So, you know, I think in the beginning you think if you have to quit, you know, partying, that it means the party's over. But, you know, it just means a bunch of other stuff is going to become available to you to have fun on, like all this paint right now.
Yeah, your latest single is A Man Like Me with Jim
Sclavunos.
It's a hard name.
Yeah, I know it is.
From the Bad Seeds.
Yeah, Jim.
Which is Nicole's band who lived here in Berlin.
Yeah.
For some years to close the circle.
I think that Jim lived in Berlin too for a bit.
Oh, I don't know about that.
He's from Brooklyn, but I think his first wife was a woman named Truus de Groot, and they had like a no wave band together, and but yeah, so that's a separate band. It's a duets band that he and I have. That we started it 6 years ago, or 7 years ago. We just write songs together really fast, and really we just have an abundance of materials. So I was saying to his wife, I was like, I really want to take all the rest of the songs and start a band with somebody that I can sing with. And she was like, well, why don't you ask Jim? And I was like, he wouldn't want to do that with me. And he did. Yeah. So yeah, so we're finally starting to get the music out there.
Cool. And you do live performances also?
Yeah, we're doing our first London performance on May 2nd.
London?
Yeah, London at the Heavenly Social Club. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, what are your plans for this summer? Is there a new album in the pipeline, or...?
Yeah, I just started recording my new album in February.
Okay.
And I started it at Muscle Shoals Sound, down in Muscle Shoals in Alabama, where they did like the Stones and the Staple Singers. And so I got in there for 5 nights with Spooner Oldham and David Hood of the Swampers, and Binky from the Dap Kings, and Moose and Jim from the Bad Seeds, and Britt from Spoon, and Mackenzie from Midlake. And that was
a lot of people. Yeah.
I just put together my dream band, and they all said yes.
That's great.
So we did 15 songs over 5 nights, and I got to go back to Texas. I'm going to do the vocals in Denton, Texas in May when I get home. And that'll probably be out around this time next year. So over the summer I'll be touring with Lake Street Dive and opening a couple of Mavis Staples' birthday shows.
Okay.
At the Apollo and the Ryman.
Yeah,
so
cool.
It's exciting.
Yes, it sounds exciting.
Yeah, good shit on the horizon.
Are you playing some German festivals by any chance?
Not that I know of yet, but I would like to.
Okay.
Yeah. So, here.
So, book us around the world.
Exactly, please.
Yeah, so that was
Is that okay?
interview.
Okay.
If we happen to have some listeners in Hamburg, you still have the chance to check out Nicole Atkins on Monday night on the 22nd.
Yeah.
At Nochwache.
Nochwache.
Yes.
Yes.
And you have a day off tomorrow. What do you do? Do you stay in
we
Berlin,
don't have
or?
a day off tomorrow, actually. We're playing Pass Pop in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, that's
and it's 7
quite the
hours.
opposite of
7 hours away. So
you're leaving tonight or tomorrow morning?
No, we're going to leave tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Just pray that we get there in time.
Yeah.
And then Hamburg.
Yep.
Okay. So, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you
We're
guys.
looking
Nice
forward
to meet
for the
you.
show.
I'm so psyched you guys went to Asbury. That makes me so happy.
Yeah, we want to go there with the kids again sometime.
You should.
Yeah.
Kids in the summer, Asbury Park, it's the best.
Yeah.
You know, with the pinball museum. And
beach, of course.
Yeah, the beach. And I like the beach down in Avon. It's like 2 beaches up. If you go down to the beach, you go 2 beaches to the right. And it just has the best cheese fries.
Yeah.
The best. There's like, I don't know, I used to work there and I ate so many cheese fries.
Okay.
They fired me because I ate so many cheese fries.
Okay, we're looking forward very much to seeing you later on stage.
Awesome.
And
nice
we
to
leave
meet
you
guys.
to your artwork now.
Thank you. Yeah. Got plans. Nice to meet you.
So, das war Nicole Atkins. Sehr sympathisch.
Total nett, fand ich auch, echt. Vor allem, wie sie da saß. Sie kam ja anscheinend direkt von diesem Kunstladen, von dem sie auch erzählt hatte im Interview.
Wir machen keine Werbung.
Und hatte ihre ganzen Tütchen voller Farben und Blätter,
Stiftchen, Farben,
alles dabei und hat die auch während des Interviews begutachtet und umgefüllt und die eine Tinktur in die andere. Und
genau, das war das, was so geknistert hat nebenbei.
Total sympathisch. Ja, sie möchte gerne mehr Artwork machen.
Ja.
Schön.
Na, und sie hat erzählt, sie macht Artwork, ne? Vor den Shows und verkauft es dann bei den Shows. Sind wir mal gespannt.
Ja.
Ja, wir vertreiben uns jetzt hier ein bisschen die Zeit und gucken uns dann das Konzert natürlich noch an.
Ja.
Also ich freue mich jetzt noch umso mehr.
Und ich habe festgestellt, ich war hier echt noch nie im Privatclub.
Siehst du?
Zeit wird's.
Ja.
Ja.
Gut. Und wir hören uns dann zur nächsten Episode. Wenn die Frequenz so bleibt, vielleicht schon im Mai.
So long.
Tschüss.